What's up, guys? Crypto Muser here with your daily news and analysis in the crypto markets. Now, today we have a lot of the same going on in the market. Bitcoin kind of had its dump yesterday. The stock market is kind of catching up now because it was closed yesterday due to the holiday. But I don't see Bitcoin really going any further than this. I think it had its big dump due to this Russia, Ukraine scare tactic we've been seeing in the mainstream media. I believe in Russia and in Ukraine. I believe it's scarier, or they're making it scarier here in the U.S. because of the typical mainstream media scare tactic, right? There's a reason why the markets are crashing around the country right now. It's because the mainstream media loves to use this fear-mongering scare tactic to scare the markets, right? It's not anything new. It's a very old tactic they've been using for years, and I'm just not buying it at this point, right? I've never seen the sentiment change so fast in this market. Like I said in my video yesterday, it changes on a weekly basis. Like last week, we were at 45,000 and everybody was a bull again, and we were in a bull market and we're going at 60, 70,000. And all of a sudden, a week later, now everybody's a perma bear. We're in a bear market. Get ready for a 3-year bear market. I just don't buy it. When 95% of the people are leaning towards one area, I just don't buy it. Usually, the opposite usually happens, right? Back in the end of last year, everybody was crying, or not crying, everybody was screaming that we're going 100,000, 200,000. And, it was like 90% of the people out there were saying we're definitely hitting at least 100,000 Bitcoin, right? And what happened? The opposite, right? There was a couple outliers out there like Blockchain Backer and some people out there that were saying, maybe the top would be around 70,000. No one, people were calling them crazy. So usually when there's, a consensus, a huge consensus around like 90% of people saying one thing, usually the opposite happens, right? And that's just the case. It's happened over and over again. So right now you see, if you're on Twitter, it's like everybody's a bear. Everybody is, saying, I wish I sold it, I missed the top, I wish I sold, I missed the profits, blah, blah, blah. It just, I've never seen the sentiment so bad, right? You're going to see that fear and greed index creep back down to the 20s, the teens. But I just, like I said at the beginning here, I'm not buying it, right? I still think that there's, I'm a long-term investor. I still see this market as strong as ever. The Onchain Analytics are showing how strong it actually is. And in this video, I'm going to go over a couple things that kind of can solidify that aspect of that. Where you got to look, you got to zoom out and look at this big picture here. This volatility in this market, obviously, it just owns people's emotions, and you can see it more and more in the last couple of weeks right here with obviously the macroeconomics involved in all this today. So before I get into the video, I just want to say if you guys could please like, subscribe, and leave comments down below, would be very much appreciated. But let's get right into it, guys. Okay, I have Credible Crypto here. So I showed one of his charts yesterday, and he said we drop below 36,000, we'd reassess and see where we were then. So this morning he put out invalidation, pretty much hit at this point. Time to reassess. There's a couple different ways I can see this playing out. But I want to see some more price action before I develop a different strategy. Big picture, weekly support at 32 to 34,000. Still don't think 28,000 will be breached, but we will see in a few days. So let's look down at the chart we posted here. So basically, we consolidated there for a little bit, and then we dropped below that $38,000 price level. And I think our low last night was about 36.2, I want to say. There's some solid foundation, solid support there at 36.5, right? That's basically the support we had, we built from last summer. If we get below that support, maybe look to double bottom at that low we had last summer at about 32.6, I want to say. But I don't think we're going down there. I think that we will, consolidate in this area, between 38 and 36,000. For the next couple days to a week, and then I do think we will make our way back up. Why do I think that? Right? Let's look at Blockchain Backer's fractal that I showed you guys yesterday. I just think when people say this time is different, I don't buy it. Every time someone says this time is different, no, this time is different, I just don't buy it. History repeats itself, right? Human psychology, it likes to repeat itself, right? People act the same over and over again. I'm a student of history. I can't tell you enough that, history repeats itself time and time again, right? And this fractal is just like showing you that to a T. Like, look at this fractal. This is a 5.5, this is a 5.5 month fractal here, right? And we've just followed it to a T the whole way down, right? We made our top here at 69,000. We dropped, initial drop, then we came back and tested this trend line a couple times. And then, we broke through that trend line. And yesterday, I think I was showing you guys, we're just trying to retest this trend line. It's nothing new, right? Everybody's all of a sudden saying we're in bear market. Yes, I believe Bitcoin is in a bear market, but we still have plenty of room to grow for these altcoins, right? A lot of those lagging alts didn't really do much, right? And we have that time of a retrace for Bitcoin where those alts can finally do their thing and move. Like I said, this time is not different. I just don't believe that, right? In any other bull market in the past, right? We've had an initial all-time high from Bitcoin, and then it drops, right? And then we have a retrace back up to that 702 retracement level, Fibonacci level, and then we continue on down with the bear market. Never in history before have we just hit an all-time high for Bitcoin and dropped all the way down to the low without a retrace. Never in history have we done it. So I just don't think this time is different. I believe we will get a retrace, right? And in that retrace, I believe we will have an alt season. I'm still in that camp, right? And until Bitcoin goes below 34,000, I'm still in the camp that we will bounce off this trend line and head back up to that retracement level at 58,000, right? So, it just, like I said in the beginning of the video, when 95% of people are saying one thing, the opposite usually happens, right? So we will see, obviously, but and I also said in my video yesterday, show me the chart and I'll show you the news. If we have a news event coming in the next couple of days to a week, like I said, that executive order given up by Biden in the White House, if the Russia-Ukraine scare tactic, everything going on there, if that changes, the Federal Reserve comes out and says that, in March they're supposed to higher interest rates, so maybe they come out and say, we're pushing that back a few months. And just look for a news event to happen in the next week or so, and this will validate what we're saying here, right? So let's move on to the next thing. I want to talk about the on-chain analytics, right? People have been saying the on-chain analytics have never been stronger, right? What he's saying, this is TXMC trades. Bitcoin supply held for at least 6 months has reached a new all-time high at 76.9%, surpassing previous high set in October 2015. So what this is saying is there's a solid level of, look at 76.9% of Bitcoin holders are now long-term holders, people that have held longer than 6 months. And usually the case is if you hold longer than 6 months, you're less inclined to sell into that fear, right? And I believe it's even more of a factor now that people are buying Bitcoin and holding for the long term, right? They know, they've done the research. They don't think it's just a fad anymore. They don't think it's just a get money, get rich quick scheme anymore. This is a long-term, a viable long-term investment. And these guys are in for the long haul. They see that everything going on in the world. They see what's happening in Canada, and that's going to continue on to other countries. What's happening in Canada. So why not have a hedge against all that and have it in Bitcoin and in crypto, right? And I think more people are educating themselves in this space. And that's what leads to this 76.9% of people holding Bitcoin are holding longer than 6 months now, and they'll hold on. And as much as this, the fear all around the market, people are holding on, right? The hold on for dear life. This thing, the future of Bitcoin and crypto is very, very clear at this point, and it will grow. The next 5 and 10 years could be, amazing. Like I've said before, $1.7 trillion market cap right now. This thing easily gets to $50 to $100 trillion in the next 5 to 10 years. So why would you sell into the fear when that's bound to happen? That's literally, at 99.9% sure that that's going to happen at this point. If you've done your research and you understand what Bitcoin and what crypto represents, right? If you look at a monthly chart, this thing just has been going up and up for years, right? It's these short time frame charts that get everybody all crazy, and you let your emotions take control, and you sell into the fear. And anybody who's been in this market long enough, when you use emotion to trade, that's how you get wrecked. So, like I said before, the on-chain analytics have never been stronger. People are buying and holding like never before because they know what they hold now, right? It's becoming more clear to people that crypto and Bitcoin are here to stay, and they are the future of finance. And I have actually some more facts to show that to you guys here. But I have a couple tweets here, solidify or just showing what I'm trying to say here. This is James Lavish. If you're selling Bitcoin here because of fears of war and civil unrest, you have absolutely no idea what you own and why it is vitally important for the world at this very moment. So exactly what I was saying. The reason why people are buying Bitcoin and holding it is because they see what's happening around the world, right? You see the war scares and the civil unrest and all this stuff. It couldn't be it couldn't be a better time to buy Bitcoin and crypto, right? You have to hedge against these things. You have to hedge against the money printing, the fraudulent banking system. All these things are like coming to light. I mean, if one thing that COVID did to people is really open their eyes to this fraudulent system, right? And especially what Canada's doing, like I said, I mean, if they can come in and take your bank account, if they can come in and take money off the exchanges, it couldn't be, I mean, definitely, I can't say this enough. Take your money off the exchanges, guys. Take your Bitcoin and your crypto and self-custody that crypto. Get a hard wallet, download any hard wallet as an app, or even get one of those nano ledgers. You cannot trust governments these days. Obviously, they're going into people's bank accounts. They can go into exchanges. It's not safe on exchanges, guys. It's not your crypto unless you have it on a hard wallet, unless you self-custody. So be very careful. Know what's going on. See what's going on in Canada. They will take your crypto, put it on a hard wallet, bottom line. But what James Lavish is saying here is basically you should know what you hold, right? Especially, as, like I said, with everything going on. If you're selling your Bitcoin right now into dollars, very scary to think that people don't understand what they hold. But another thing, this is, what's his name? Andrew Lawson. I've resisted the crypto trend mainly based on a lack of understanding of how it works. The last week has certainly motivated me to combat that lack of understanding, so now I have a Bitcoin wallet. So along those same lines, guys, people are finally starting to get it, and people that just didn't understand it or didn't educate themselves in crypto and Bitcoin are starting to get it, right? They're definitely putting in the research and understanding that it can't hurt to put 5, 10, 15% of your portfolio as a hedge in crypto and Bitcoin, because like I said, what's happening in Canada and that, will continue along in this country and around the world, it couldn't be a bigger advertisement for Bitcoin and crypto like I've never seen before, right? So I'm just trying to paint that picture of why people are finally starting to get it, and why that 76.9% I talked about of long-term holders in Bitcoin, why that's a solid foundation for the whole market moving forward. And that's why I really don't think that we go lower than about 32,000, right? I just think that foundation is very solid. I think the sellers have the fear sellers have sold their Bitcoin, and now it's time to change that trend, right? So I want to end this video, guys, with some more solidification, if that's a word, that we're in the right place, right? This is the top government officials left their jobs for crypto. This is just 9 examples, but I believe there's, I could name probably 20 examples of, government officials joining, going in from the public sector to the private sector. But this time they're going to the crypto sector instead of, just Wall Street. Usually it was back and forth from, regulators or government to Wall Street and back and forth. These people are now pouring into the crypto market. And that just shows you how viable this technology in this market is becoming. That, these people aren't dumb people. They have advisors telling them where to, they wouldn't join these companies if they thought, crypto was just a fad and it was just a trend or a bubble, right? Like, these people know what they're doing. They're getting into the space for a reason. And let's just go over these 9 people that have left top government jobs and entered the crypto space. So the first one, we all know who Jay Clayton is. He's the former SEC chairman, joined crypto custody firm Fireblocks to work on market structure and customer needs. Then we have Brian Brooks. You should know who Brian Brooks is. All-star in the crypto community. Former acting comptroller of the currency or at OCC. Joined Binance US, and then now he is the CEO of Bitfury. Mark Wedgen, former CFTC commissioner, joined FTX as head of policy and regulatory strategy. Then we have Thaya Knight, former SEC counsel, joined Coinbase as senior public policy manager. Arthur Levitt, former SEC chairman, was advising 2 Bitcoin companies, BitPay and Vorum. William Hinman, anybody in the XRP community knows who that guy is. Former director of SEC's Division of Corporate Finance, joined Andreessen and Horowitz as an advisory partner. Brian Quintens, former FTC commissioner, is also named at advisory partner at Andreessen Horowitz. Brett Redfern, former SEC trading and markets director, joined Coinbase as head of capital markets and then Securitize as senior strategic partner. And then we have Christopher Giancarlo, also known as Crypto Dad, has a great book out there called Crypto Dad. Definitely check that out. Former CFTC chairman, joined CoinFund as a policy advisor and the Digital Assets Board of Directors. So you see what I'm trying to get at here, and that's just 9 people, and I'll just add one more. Rosie Rios is on the board at Ripple, and she was the head of the Treasury Department. Her name is on your money, by the way, Rosie Rios. These people are getting into the space for a reason, right? What I'm trying to get at in this video is that you need to zoom out and see the big picture here. The short-term price action will run your emotions, right? You need to be a long-term investor in this market. Day trade, yeah, if you can, it's very dangerous. Obviously, 95% of day traders lose money, but you have to have long-term investment ideas in this market, right? Dollar cost average into things. When you see these big dips, take a piece here, take a piece there. Not financial advice, but know where this market is headed, right? I keep saying, we're at a $1.7 trillion market. We're easily going to $50 to $100 trillion 5 to 10 years down the line. So, most people in this market are anywhere from 20 to 50 years old, right? We have the future ahead of us, right? So use this as an investment, a long-term investment, and you really can't go wrong. You got to be patient. You got to hodl. And like I said, what I'm trying to say in this video is think about long-term, right? Take pieces. Have a weekly investment every week or a monthly investment every week. Put in, research into coins. Pick, a certain amount of coins that you invest in every weekly, every month, and just hodl, guys. Patience. I preach patience. Anybody that I talk to about crypto, I say you have to be patient. You can't think about this on a day-to-day basis. It will run your life, right? You look at your portfolio every day. People that have bought in a couple months ago, and now they're down 50, 60%, and they're losing their minds right now. But they have to understand that at some point down the line, all you have to do is basically you buy and then you have price targets where you want to sell. So that's the only price that should matter to you. Your targets that you want to sell. Your portfolio right now, the price in there, that means nothing because you're not going to sell there. If you're smart, you're not going to sell at a loss. You have price targets where you're going to sell, and that's where you stick to those price targets, right? You have a plan. You have an exit plan, right? So I'll end the video there, guys. Just remember to please like and subscribe and leave some comments down below. But remember, I am not a financial advisor. Please do not take anything I write or say as financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. And thanks, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.